Hello, everybody. I think I'm live. Let me see. Hey, Cheryl and Jody, Danashni. Hey, Karen. Amy, Susan, Jan. Hello, hello. Jan, Julia. Toodalulu. Catherine, hello. Judy. Wakita, hey. Kat, Kelly. Joanna, Evelyn, Pamela. Hey, hey. Donna, Easton. Christina, Kara, Sabri. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Hey, Sammy. Susan, hello. Kara, Jan B. from New Orleans, hello. Hey, Julia, Bianca. How's everyone doing? I'm thinking everybody can. I think I'm live, right? Yes, I think. It says I am, but this has happened to me before. So hopefully. I'm exhausted too, Karen. Overarching theme, overarching energy. Well, guess what? October should be lighter than September. September was a lot, very frenetic energy, eclipse season, lots of chaotic energy and shifts taking place, personally, for everybody, professionally, collectively. It's been a lot. We're still kind of in the thick of it, but October brings in more of a, I'm not going to say, I don't want to jinx it, but energetically, it's more of an internal chill vibe where we're doing a lot of self-analysis as we go into spooky season, October. But yeah, this month was rough. And if you're somebody, heads up, and I said this back in a forecast for September, if you're somebody who has strong mutable energy, which is Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, and or Gemini, you would have really been feeling that overwhelm because of the eclipse. One of the reasons was because of the two eclipses that we had, the lunar eclipse at the beginning of the month, and then we had the solar eclipse on the 21st, and then the equinox on top of that. So it was just a lot. If you haven't had a chance to go back and listen to those readings, I suggest you do so. Even though the time has passed, the energy has to settle. So you'll likely get more insights when you go back. And even if you've already listened to it, if you go back and listen again, it'll give you more revelations, which is a huge theme for October. Yeah. Happy belated birthday, Evelyn. Happy solar return. Yeah, Donna, I know. It's a lot of energy. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm just going to talk briefly about the complete overview for October. As you can see, normally I pre-record and then I send everything out to you all. I have been so slammed and swamped and then tired on top of it that the thought of actually sitting down to record wasn't happening. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to do a live stream. It's easier for everybody, and I know that my members appreciate that anyway. So we're just going to go right in here. I've done the charts, I've channeled the energies, so let's just get down to it. So October, the theme for October, it is a month of revival, redemption, and resurrection. And the quote that I've channeled for the month of October, secrets may break, but truth will awake. October restores what the soul came to take. So there's going to be, now, collectively speaking, it's already happening. It's like a giant stage, okay? So we're all every day having all this information thrown at us, and we have to be discerning with what we choose to subscribe to and what we choose to believe and where we choose to put our energy. That is absolutely going to continue through October. But personally speaking, if you allow yourself the time and the space to go inward, to go into your own underworld, that's what October, and as we move into Scorpio season, is all about. And that's not a bad thing. That's just about going in and then coming up with information and epiphanies and even just solutions, whether we always like them or not. So there's a big theme of revival, redemption, and resurrection. The astrology and the energies overall in general are asking all of us to dig deep, rise up, like the phoenix rising, and to reawaken parts of ourselves that might have gone dormant, not only very recently, but throughout time here. So anyway, we start this month off we have a full moon in Aries on October 6th. That is like a cosmic, it's like an ignition that sparks, it's meant to spark our courage, it's meant to stoke our flames, it's meant to reawaken us to where we want and need to take ownership of our own lives in whatever capacity, whether it has to do with relationships. It's a call to action. It reminds us, like Aries energy, it reminds us that we are the flame, we are the warriors in our own story, and we're also the pioneer of our own path. A big reminder with Aries energy, and especially with an Aries full moon, it's going to bring it all up to the surface in a big way. You're likely already starting to feel that buildup because we're only about 5-6 days out from the full moon. We start to really feel those energies 3 days, if not a little more prior, depending on how sensitive you are. So this is actually a powerful full moon. I'm going to do a separate reading on the full moon, so I won't get too much into the full moon. But October is not just about forward fire. It's also about descent and heading into the underworld of our soul, of our psyche. Mercury, the cosmic messenger, the planet of communication, will join Mars in Scorpio. And Mars is in the height of his power in Scorpio, meaning just ready to charge forward with intensity and vigor and valor. And together, these two energies really have the tendency to dig up what's been hidden. This is where, we will especially see this on the world stage. Secrets being exposed, scandals being ignited and or reignited, unraveling, shocking revelations that kind of pierce through the fog or a proverbial fog that we may be under in one or more areas. However, at the same time, this energy really does sharpen our focus. And if you have strong Scorpio energy or strong Aries energy, you're going to feel that. You're going to really feel like fine-tuned and that you may be seeing things in a completely different light, different manner, which is great. At the same time, our motives are also tested, our own personal motivations and what we're doing and why we're doing it. And we need to ask ourselves, are we acting from empowerment or from pride? It's a really good question to check in with yourself and ask that. I do it all the time. Am I acting out of empowerment or am I acting out of pride? Am I acting out of integrity or am I acting out of fear? Good ways to kind of balance out the energies of this month. Also, to balance out the intensity, Venus enters Libra. Now, Venus rules Libra, so Venus is very comfortable on her throne in the sign of Libra. And here it's the sign of relationships. It talks about balance and harmony and restoration. But also at the same time, it deals with finances. It deals with our investments. It deals with our money. There's a lot about in October having to do with divorce, like not even necessarily literal divorce, like marital divorce, but divorce of relationships or divorces of ideas that you've been tethered to that could feel that have felt very binding, okay? So there's that piece to it as well. And there is, with Venus in Libra, it's more graceful, it's more harmonious. At least that's the goal. But at the same time, those that are not in that vibration, that's also increased. So it's important that we keep our light, our flame going and not let anybody snuff it out when we know that what we're doing is when we're acting out of integrity and not fear. Now, also with relationships this month, where there were dilemmas the last 6, 7, 8 months, quirky and innovative solutions arise. Okay, so we've got Pluto stationing direct October 9th, and that really increases this energy of digging things up and everything coming to light and a lot of exposure happening. And it needs to, and think that you may get that information that helps to propel you forward in one or more areas, of your life. Our intuition is also laser sharp, laser focused, precise. It's a fabulous month for working with any kind of divination tool. If you wanted to learn tarot or pick up working with the tarot cards again, it's a great month for that. Oracle cards, digging into astrology a little bit more, anything metaphysical, anything spiritual, it's always a good time for it. But this is a good month for that because it really ignites our passions in these areas. The afterlife, all of it. Now, love and partnership dynamics can feel refreshed, surprising at times, maybe even a little unconventional, like doing things a different way. And Our intuition is going to help us, it's going to help guide us towards what resonates with truth. Not only with truth, but with our truth. That's really important. So really the month of October, especially the first half, it's like we're walking that fine line, honoring the light of renewal while not fearing the shadows of revelation. Okay? Because it's balance. We just came off the equinox, Libra season to start the month off, yin and yang, light and dark, ego, soul. It's all balance. It's a balancing game. We always dip into all energies. It's just about how we work with these energies and loving ourselves through all of it, which is so important, which is another big lesson of Venus and Libra, because Venus in Libra loves herself. She knows how to make herself, how to soothe, how to feel good, buying the pretty flowers, decorating, those nice date nights, all of the things. Venus in Libra knows how to do it. So we'll all channel that energy for the month of October. Now, we are both shedding and beginning, especially this month, grieving and resurrecting, uncovering and reinventing. And there's no timetable. So if things come up for you and I know a collective theme right now is a lot of people feel as if they're in a holding pattern. We really are, because we're still in that space of who we were and who we are, and then who we're still becoming. So just give yourself that grace. We're not supposed to stay the same. We know this. So as we move through the Aries full moon, especially, and the first half of October, ask yourself, what am I ready to burn away? What is resurrecting in me, calling me forward? Where do I need to protect my energy, my heart, and my truth? That third one is a biggie. Where do I need to protect my energy, my heart, and my truth? Because nobody else is going to do that for you, right? We must do it for ourselves. October's here to remind us that we cannot avoid the shadows, but we can walk through them with courage. We can learn to dance with them with clarity and soul-led fire. And on the other side of that is renewal. All right. So that is just kind of like the overview of the first half of October. And I'm going to just touch on the signs, insights for each sign. The sign portion will encapsulate the whole month of October. I always suggest that you follow your rising sign if you know it. If you don't know your rising sign, follow your sun sign. If you do know your rising sign, follow that first, follow the sun second. And if you know your moon sign, follow that too. And also, you may resonate with signs that are not yours as far as you know. So don't worry, just take what resonates, like I always say. I get a lot of messages after each month about things that happened that were unexpected, but that I had said in the reading. So I always trust that whoever is supposed to be here to receive these messages is who is going to receive them when the time is right. So even if you land on this 3 months from now, it's meant for you to land on it then. All right. Now, I'm just gonna go to, I'll take questions after. I'm just gonna launch right into the signs unless anybody has an important question here before we go into that. I'm gonna just peek over. Okay. So again, October is very layered. It's not eclipse season. We're out of eclipse season. There are no eclipses this month, but it's still very highly karmic and emotional and transformative. Big word, transformative. So just know that there's a lot of great opportunity to self-soothe, self-analyze, renew, restore, have communication where you receive information that you need to help to move you forward. So let's go with Aries. For Aries, as I mentioned, the full moon's going to be in your sign at the beginning of the month, October 6th, kind of putting you in the spotlight, energetically speaking. Old patterns and situations that have dimmed your fire or might be dimming your fire come to a breaking point. Now, especially in relationships, because your opposite sign is Libra and we're in Libra season, your relationships are a high focus. Astrologically speaking, we've got Venus and Libra opposing both Saturn and Neptune, reminding you that love is not fantasy, it's work. And we don't always want it to be work, right? But it is. And there's a reminder of that for you this month. So being mindful of your expectations is extremely important. Career and authority dynamics, maybe with a higher up, intensify as Pluto stations direct, asking you to show up in your power without burning bridges because, gotta love the Aries fire, So just watch that, especially when it comes to your professional life. By the time we get to the Libra new moon, which is towards the end of the month, I think it's the 19th or the 21st, but that'll come out in a separate forecast. But by the time we get to the new moon in Libra, you're going to feel the reset happening in your partnerships, in your relationships. This could be both it's definitely romantic, platonic, business, any and all of those three. And especially if they're connected, it's even stronger. Honor compromise, but don't abandon yourself if you're Aries rising, Aries sun, Aries rising, Aries moon. So for Taurus, October awakens your inner world. You could feel a little stressed this month, not in a bad way, just, a little overwhelmed. The full moon in Aries is pulling a lot of focus onto your subconscious stress, and a lot of your stressors may be playing out in your dream space and likely have been probably since September. Just watch out for burnout and make sure that you rest. Very, very important. Venus, your ruling planet, is now in Libra, opposite both Saturn and Neptune. And this can really blur the line for you when it comes to your friendships and or your connections, especially work connections. Like if you have friends at work, for example, just want to watch out for that. You have to stay very discerning and true to yourself, because not all offers are what they seem this month for you. Okay, Taurus? Pluto direct, October 9th, 8th, 9th, will empower your long-term vision. So make sure you're looking back at your goals and what it is that you're trying to do and how you want to progress. There is something about deepening studies if you want to this month, spiritual work, anything that you're dealing with legally or with education. These matters could progress for you and you can come to a place of resolution. And then the Libra new moon at the end of the month really emphasizes your health and your daily habits and routines. So especially the first half of the month, take precaution to make sure you're resting and that you're not burning out. And forming those new habits are going to serve you very well as we get towards the end of this month and the end of this year, bringing in harmony to you. That's for our Taurus sun, moon, rising. Gemini sun, Gemini moon, Gemini rising. This month is electric for your social life, whether you like it or not. The Aries full moon is activating your community sector, the area of your chart and of your life where people are going to be pulling on you and wanting you to do all these things with them and potentially for them. And you're really going to have to funnel your energy to be sure that you're not spreading yourself too thin. And you can definitely expect big reveals around friendships, around alliances, group projects, group dynamics. Venus opposing Saturn and Neptune could definitely test your boundaries in love and creative endeavors. Absolutely. And especially if they're connected. So are you giving too much for too little in return? These are going to be questions that you want to ask yourself. As Neptune moves back into Pisces, your career, the refocus becomes strong on your career and career matters. And it's important that you really try to avoid illusions at work and deluding yourself, especially. Positively speaking, Pluto is going to really re-energize your resources and especially shared resources. Debts, intimacy, or contracts, they will move forward, especially if they've been kind of stuck in a holding pattern for the last couple of months. You will likely see some forward motion, some forward progress. And then that Libra new moon is definitely going to spark a fire for you when it comes to your romantic life, your creativity, and your expression, your joyful expression. So make sure to have some fun, try to balance it all out, and just try not to be too try not to be too free with your energy as you typically are. All right, Gemini. Cancer sun, moon, rising. So at the beginning of the month, you could feel a little bit stressed. Your system could feel a little bit taxed, tired, cranky, annoyed. You might be irritable. That Aries full moon is going to probably ramp that up for you, pointing you to a place of recognition of where your frustrations lie, especially and most likely where it has to do with your career and or your public image and public life, your public roles. If you don't have a career, it's still about what you're doing every day. What are your roles? There could be a lot of frustration for you surrounding that. Also, there could be shifts around authority and or authority figures in your life. that could unfold quite quickly. Neptune moving back into Pisces is reminding you to trust faith over fear. That's really, really important. And your spiritual practices deepen. They have very strong potential to deepen this month. And so the more you work with it and on it, the more it's going to be kind to you and give you the insights that you're desiring. With Venus in opposition to Saturn and Neptune, your relationships are tested, especially with family and partners. Okay. Now, you may be revisiting issues or challenges that came up last year. Maybe they were tabled for a little while and then they potentially came back up again at the beginning of the year. And now they've been dormant, but they're more than likely going to crop up again, especially when it comes to your family dynamics. Choose compassion over control. Really, really important. Try to deal with it differently and it will work in your favor. Pluto stationing direct it's like resurrecting your house, the relationship area, your partnership area of your life, of your chart, where there's a lot of potential for partnerships to transform, revealing where commitment strengthens or dissolves. Okay, so it could go either way. It depends on your own unique circumstances. And by the time we get to that Libra new moon, at the end of the month, you're going to want to refocus on your home life, creating balance in your sanctuary, in your sacred space, okay? That's for our Cancers. Leo, October is a very energizing month for you. It's very powerful for you in using your voice, standing in your strength and your courage. That Aries full moon lights up your life by way of your beliefs. It's inspiring you to really expand, to try different things, whether that's through travel, whether that's through writing, whether that's through teaching. But you have to watch for pride clashing with truth, okay? Venus in opposition to Saturn and Neptune for you calls for discernment in financial endeavors, okay? And also relational exchanges, especially if they involve finances. So don't invest in pipe dreams. This is not the time for that. Work on, what's rational, what's there, what's tangible, what's in front of you. What can you prove? What can you see? That's what you want to work with, not just the empty promises or, hey, we're going to, if it seems too good to be true, it likely is this month, especially. When Pluto stations direct, which is October 8th, 9th, your routines become strengthened and your health discipline becomes strengthened and balance returns or is restored in a stronger manner in your life, especially in your work life, the work-home life balance. And by the time we get to that Libra new moon, at the end of the month, it offers a reset in your communication patterns as well. So contacts, negotiations, and heartfelt conversations are really favored for you, especially after we get to that mid-month point and beyond through the rest of the month of October. Heartfelt conversations also align you with a clearer path forward, okay? So October is a pretty good month for Leos. Leo sun, Leo moon, Leo rising. Virgo sun, moon, rising. Money, intimacy, power dynamics dominate the month of October for you. Now, the Aries full moon could spark some real strong revelations for you around shared resources, especially if you are a Virgo going through the dissolution of a specific relationship or investment, anything of that nature. Lots of revelations around debts, inheritances, or deep partnerships. Things around deep partnerships that you didn't know could come to light. This could help to set you free and move you forward. Venus in opposition to Saturn and Neptune definitely blurs the lines in relationships for you. So avoid rescuing others at the expense of yourself. Because I know Virgos like to really help people. But your stomach, I feel like the stomachs for our Virgos, the digestion is your sensitive spot anyway. But this month, that's your cue. If you're starting to feel that agita or the agitation in your stomach, just know that that's a sign for you to pull back and reassess where you're putting your energy, whom you're putting your energy with. And are you trying too hard to rescue or save someone else in your life, okay? When Neptune moves back into Pisces, spiritual lessons will be reawakened for you, especially coming off the last eclipse season, which was very powerful for you, very potent, especially in partnerships. So again, try really hard not to fall for illusions. You know inside, okay? Pluto stationing direct ignites passion, creativity, and joy. Your heart starts to feel stronger as we move throughout the month. You start to feel more strengthened in your feelings and emotions and convictions. When we get to that Libra new moon, it sets intentions for you, and a lot comes full circle around your income and your self-worth, and also how they potentially connect. It's Virgo for our Virgos. Okay, Libra. Happy birthday, first of all. Happy birthday season to our Libras for the first half of the month. The Aries full moon illuminates relationships for you. Truths surface, demanding your attention and demanding balance between your needs and theirs, the needs of the self and the needs of others. Venus is in your sign. It's opposing Saturn and Neptune, which is heightening your sensitivity, for better or worse. Love could feel very dreamy, but remember that it requires grounding, okay? Pluto stationing direct activates your family life, your home life. Old wounds shift, paving way for renewal. So it's a really powerful month for you for making positive changes, especially within family dynamics and relationships. Neptune moving back into Pisces reminds you to balance service with self-care. The new moon in your sign is like a personal reset for you, right? Whenever we have a new moon in our sign, we get one a year, sometimes two, but mainly one a year. It's like your personal reset. It's a chance to rewrite your story. It's a chance to claim your power and set intentions for the year ahead. So use that one wisely. And of course, I'll be back to guide you on that new moon as well. So that's for our Libras. For our Scorpios, it's also partially your birthday month. The sun enters Scorpio on October 22nd. Now, October is deeply, deeply transformational for our Scorpios. Mercury and Mars are in your sign, sharpening your focus, but also potentially intensifying conflicts. So we really need to watch the potential for the temperamental outbursts and in our quest for the truth, trampling over others. So we need to really channel this energy into our passion projects. That will be very, very helpful. And then the truth will be revealed. The Aries full moon will energize your health and your routines. Again, just like Taurus, your opposite sign, the burnout is real. So pace yourself. Really, really important because you're going to have a lot of energy this month. Venus in opposition to Saturn and Neptune is calling for truth and love, truth in love and in friendships. But you have to remember that you have to be honest as well about what you're feeling. Vulnerability is a beautiful thing for you this month. The more vulnerable you can be, the more the illusions will break. Pluto will station direct, clearing mental clutter for you, reigniting powerful communication that's necessary. And then when the sun enters your sign towards the end of the month, that ushers in rebirth for you. And that new moon supports closure and spiritual release. So endings pave the way for beginnings. Just remember that. Sagittarius, sun, moon, rising. The Aries full moon, this is also, October is a good month overall. There's a lot to it, but I feel like Sagittarius for you as well. It's a very creative month. It has the potential to be a very positive month. That Aries full moon, it really sparks your romantic life, your creative life, or something bold that you might be involved in it might actually involve children in your life, whether it's your children you're connected to, maybe you're a teacher, or projects, creative projects. This is all very positive for you this month. Your fire is reignited, but you must watch for impulsiveness, okay? Venus in opposition to Saturn and Neptune can definitely create relational tension between your ambitions and your emotional needs. So it's important to ground before leaping. Neptune moving back into Pisces asks you to check your illusions at home and within family. With Pluto stationing direct, your financial life feels more empowered. You feel more empowered when it comes to your finances, and your self-worth also progresses. The Libra new moon is fabulous for you to plant seeds for new friendships. It's great for relationships, collaborations especially, and new social dynamics. So it's a good month for you to, take a chance, take a risk, say yes to new places to go and new projects. That's for our Sagittarius. For our Capricorns, October is about foundations. It's first of all, it's not going to be necessarily super stressful for you, but you will definitely feel a little bit of push-pull energy here. That Aries full moon is going to highlight something very strong around your home life, your family life. It could even be about your ancestry or your lineage, things that you've learned that have really given you, revelations about yourself. Like this is why this goes on in our family. And you can have a lot of positive movement forward by way of some, digging that you've done. There could also be some changes to your living space or your emotional roots. Maybe you're moving. I don't know. That could be very positive and possible for our Capricorns. Venus opposing Saturn and Neptune definitely challenges the work-life balance for you, which I feel is kind of always a thing for our Capricorns. Boundaries are necessary. Remember that. Boundaries are necessary. You don't always have to take your work home with you. Okay. And you don't always have to take your personal life to work, which, just watch that balance. Neptune moving back into Pisces could actually work very well for you. Your voice may be softer, but your intuition is sharper. So that's good. So listen inward, take it inward when you feel like you don't know which way to go. Pluto stationing direct is very powerful for you. After months and years for our Capricorns of excavation, okay, with Pluto going through your sign since 2008, you're finally at a place where you're reclaiming authority in a totally new way. Now, that doesn't mean you're never stressed anymore. It doesn't mean you're not frustrated, but there's something that is glowing and growing within you, your power, okay? And then when we get to that new moon in Libra, it's going to highlight your career and your public life. And there's like a reset here when it comes to your intentions for your long-term success, okay? That's for our Capricorns. Aquarius, sun, moon, rising. This month awakens your voice. The Aries full moon brings a lot of revelations in communication, messages, contracts, especially if these involve siblings, family members, cousins, or just people within your community, your colleagues. Travel could also be highlighted for you this month, Aquarius. With Venus in opposition to Saturn and Neptune, just avoid over-compromising, avoid over-promising, especially with your partnerships. You just want to be a little bit more conscious of that. Neptune back in Pisces will definitely shift your focus onto your money. There could be some illusions in value or security that surface where you might have thought something was like ironclad and now you're realizing it isn't, and that's okay. It's just a call for you to take action in a different fashion. Pluto direct really empowers spiritual growth for you. Pluto's in your sign, okay? Hidden fears lose their grip. So you may feel like you have this poof, like an opening, especially by the time we get to the middle of the month, where you just feel more clear and you don't feel as anxious if you've been experiencing that. So that's positive. You'll feel like you're getting your power back. You're reclaiming it. And then when we get to that Libra new moon, that's a really positive one for you, Aquarius. This is inviting a lot of expansion for you through teaching, through travel, and or new friends and new beliefs. It's okay to change your mind. Last but certainly not least, Pisces. Pisces sun, moon, rising. Your emotions are going to be heightened this month. The Aries full moon definitely activates something in you when it comes to your money and your self-worth. Financial clarity arrives as well. So maybe somebody has kind of been deceiving you a little bit when it comes to money, or vice versa, and it comes to light and it helps to move things forward in whatever way it needs to go. Neptune moving back into your sign, retrograding back into your sign, makes you even more sensitive. Boundaries are crucial. Boundaries. Venus opposing Saturn and Neptune tests your love. It tests your strength. Are you seeing clearly or are you projecting dreams? Definitely take care of your health. You're much more receptive this month, and especially throughout the end of the year. Okay, so just extra care and you should be fine. Pluto stationing direct transforms friendships and alliances for you. And I want you to pay very close attention to any and all connections, new connections coming into your life, because they're more than likely highly karmic, okay? And if people from the past are coming back around, same thing. There's still some karma there, that needs to be cleansed, needs to be cleared, needs to be worked through. And by the time we get to the Libra new moon at the end of the month, you should have more clarity around that. That new moon is going to absolutely energize intimacy for you and shared resources. Commitments can deepen and or commitments can go away, do away. And old wounds around trust definitely begin to heal if you're being honest with yourself, okay? And allowing yourself to really feel it all, because it's a very strong month of feeling for you, Pisces. And Pisces is a feeler anyway, but this month's going to be pretty feely for you. You're going to be in the feels. I think everybody's going to be, but some will be more stronger there than others. Now, again, for everybody, October is the underworld. October is the month of the underworld and the rebirth, where shadows unravel, truths awaken, and spirit resurrects, okay? And it's important to note that, when we shine the light on where the shadows have been, we realize it's not so scary. So anyway, that's what I have to say about this month ahead. A lot of information. I'm going to obviously post this recording, and I have slides that I'll put up with it too, bullet points for your month ahead. So again, always go by your sun, your moon, your rising sign first, your sun, your moon if you know it. All right. I need some water. Anybody want to ask any questions? I'm happy to pull somebody up if they want to come up and ask a question or have a question about their... oh, there we go. Okay. It is a busy month. Busy, busy, busy. Definitely. So take care. Oh, grounding gemstone for the month that I was suggesting, obsidian. Because I know a lot of people ask me which stones. Anything protective and grounding, think the darker stones. Obsidian, onyx, black tourmaline, hematite. Those are all going to be very powerful for this month. Those are always very good grounding stones, but more so for October. Crystal suggestions, obsidian, onyx, hematite, and black tourmaline. These are not going to be full readings. These are like mini. So if somebody has like a specific question, I'm happy to help you out with that. Stormy, is there anybody in there?
No, I don't see anyone.
Okay.
I don't see anyone, but try and think. Would you do me a question?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so I have a friend who's not telling me what's going on, but there's clearly something wrong or something going on, and I just want to find out what's happening.
I don't feel like it's about you at all.
I don't think it is either. I think
Yeah.
it's like something's going on, but I'm like, I don't know how to help.
Well, maybe you're not supposed to help. Maybe that's the lesson. Like, pull
That's
back.
right. You were just saying Pisces need boundaries. You got to chill the hell out.
Yeah, you want to help, but it's not. It's the best. This is not like a intuitive thing. This is just, I just think, a piece of advice. The best thing to do with that is just kind of shoot out a message saying, you're obviously going through something. I'm here for you if you need me. Just know that I'm here, and just kind of leave it at that, because it's not about you at the end of the day. So I would try not to make it about you.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, we have someone now.
Okay.
I'm going to pull him up real quick.
Hello, there's no volume, there's no camera.
Go ahead and unmute yourself if you can.
Oh. Hello.
Hello.
How are you? Hello. Okay, I don't hear anything.
Is that me? Can you hear me?
And now I hear you, yes.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks. I've got the exact same question like Stormy as well. I also have a friend that has just literally backed away with no like no reasons why.
Your friend backed away from you?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just curious, what's your sign? Can you hear me? Hello? I don't. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but it seems like there's a big delay.
Okay. So I said,
Oh,
what?
I know what's happening. Are you watching her on the stream?
I'm watching her on the. I've joined the new. There's the room. I've been added into the room.
Okay, so you should be listening to your audio from the room then, right? And not through YouTube?
I can't. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear
Okay.
you fine.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna say what I was feeling anyway. Hopefully, you can hear this. I feel like the last conversation. It's a female, right? Female friend. Hello. This is very annoying. Okay, if it's a female friend is what I was feeling. So there's definitely something that you said in the last conversation that you had that she's holding like a little bit of a grudge against, that it really sat with her and bothered her. Because I feel like you're very direct, right? Not in a mean way, but I think you're very direct and you say things that are helpful, but if somebody's more sensitive, they're not going to take it that way. So I feel like she took it deeply and she's upset, like really upset. So she feels betrayed for some reason. I don't know if you used something she said kind of like in her mind, I'm saying against her, but that's how she feels. Okay? So the most you can do is just have you reached out and apologized or no? Have you tried to talk to her?
I think I also have been feeling as if the friendship hasn't been serving me any longer. I think purely because it felt very one-sided to me. I think I was definitely trying to help her, but then at some point I felt like I'm just being the friend. I'm not getting, I'm not getting any acknowledgements. I'm also not getting any joy and happiness. And I think that was the reasons why I decided when she backed away, I just backed away as well. And I thought whatever's meant to be would be.
Right. Okay. Well, like I said, I definitely it depends on how you want to handle it. If you want to say something to her, but she is not going to likely say anything to you. So if you want closure, you're going to have to be the one to talk to her.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
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 But if it's not serving you anyway, I mean, maybe just let it fall away.
Leave it.
Yeah.
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 Yes. Okay.
That's a big theme right now for everybody. So, okay.
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 Take care.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Who's next? Who's next? Who's next?
All right. Kara, I'm going to add her.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Is that your question, that you're going through a lot of loss right now? Why?
Yeah, just a tremendous amount.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Are you heavy Virgo, heavy Pisces? What's your chart like? Do you know your chart?
I know my chart. March 24th, 1970.
Okay. So you're
Cancer ascendant.
okay.
Moon,
So
moon
what'd
in
you say?
Libra. Aries, moon in Libra, Mercury in Aries, Venus in Aries, Mars in Taurus, Jupiter
Yeah,
in
I would need to look at. I would need to look at it to get
Oh,
my own.
sorry.
That's okay.
That was a run.
It sometimes these are mostly family members.
No.
Just relationship. Like, are you saying like?
Actually, no, they're without getting specific, yes. Two
Are
family
these
members.
are these like relationships through like actual transition, or like souls departing, or is it more like just emotional endings?
More emotional and people mental health changing significantly.
Well, yes, because anybody who's struggling with mental health right now, that is being hyperactivated. So if they don't have appropriate outlets for them to work with, or people in their life that are checking in on them and being supportive of that, they're going to really go down quickly. So it's important that, they get the help that they need. It's very highlighted right now with the mental health situation. So I'm sure you know that if you've got a few people in your life that are dealing with that. Do I have your chart though, Kara? Have I ever done your chart?
No, I don't. You've never done my chart.
Do you want to give me the info real quick or no? You can
Yeah.
just send. I'll just take a quick look just to kind of see what you're going through. But I feel like this is just a cycle for you, and it's necessary endings is how I hear it. Like, I think you do fall into that victim savior complex a lot of times in your relationships, and you kind of your identity, and this is not in an offensive way, but sometimes your identity surrounds how you serve people, and it might even be within your profession, so you're kind of used to that. But the reality is
That's my profession.
yeah. So it's like there needs to be I think what's happening for you is there's a separation that's occurring to get to show you, to kind of take you out of the ego, which is not a negative thing, ego, but bring you more into the soul of the matter, which is like who really is Kara outside of these relationships, right? Outside of these friendships, because a lot of them are one-sided if you really think about it. Right?
Yes.
When was your birthday? Do you want to put it in the chat, or are you comfortable just saying it?
I'll say it. March
Okay.
20, 1970,
Time
11:27 a.m.
and place.
Kettering,
City and state, sorry.
Kettering, Ohio.
Kettering, Ohio. Okay. So yeah, you've got, well, I'm going to just, can I pull your chart up?
Yeah, sure.
I know a lot of times people like to see it. Let me see if I can do it. Oh, it's up. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can. Great.
Okay. So you got all this Aries up here, right? In your 10th house?
Yeah.
See all that? Okay. So you got your Sun, your Mercury, and your Chiron there, which is extremely important. It's talking about this, it's a wound that you carry around your identity, especially in how you use it for your public life, for your career. But at the same time, what ends up happening is the relationships take on kind of like an unexpected turn when the lines blur, when it becomes more like, okay, am I trying to save this person? Are they really my friend, or am I like their therapist here? Like, how, because a lot of times it might start as a work connection and then morph into a friendship. So you have to be careful of that, because when that happens, that's how you know it's very karmic for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, you do have that really nice, you've got this really nice Mars-Saturn alignment here in Taurus. And for you, that's really strong. If you were somebody who wanted to do TED Talks or reach groups as opposed to one-on-ones, I'm not sure if you do that, but you'd be very, very good at that. So that may be the next part of your story of where you would be maybe focusing your energy, because you're also really good at helping people. I guess you would have to be a therapist, but you're very good at helping people feel seen and understood and supported. And like you try to inject that balance for them, but you got to be careful, because sometimes you can overdo it. And I feel like that's what's been happening with the relationships. Okay. Do you have any Cancer individuals that this was happening with, the sign of Cancer?
My best friend. Yeah.
Okay. Because that one feels like it's salvageable, but it's going to require her to be very vulnerable and honest, because she's kind of doing this passive aggressive thing with you.
She is.
And yeah, so in your Aries way, you can kindly say, listen, I know there's something more to this, however you want to say it. So I'm giving you the opportunity. Please tell me, because our friendship is very important to me. If you don't let me know, I'll know that you're ready to let this friendship end. Because that's, at this point, that's what you actually have to do. That's you taking your power back. Very important for you. Okay. Because you're not her mother, which, by the way, she's also got a lot of unresolved stuff there. And you probably know that. So that's playing into your relationship with her, because you've tried, and I don't mean this in an insulting way, because I do this with people too. You try to mother her, and then she ends up resenting you for it.
Oh.
So she might not even be conscious that that's happening, but that's what's happening. So it's your dynamic. So I do think it's salvageable, but it will require her to be very open and honest with you about what she's upset about.
Okay.
And then everything else, I feel like for you, your profession is hard because you do naturally fall into those roles. By the way, your north node is in Pisces. You see that?
Yeah.
And your south node's in Virgo. So you're going through the nodal return, which is very karmic. Remember I asked you at the beginning, are you Pisces or Virgo? Because you said there was a lot. Okay. That's what this is what happens during the nodal returns and the nodal opposition years. I'm sure you've been listening to the readings, right? People leave, people come in, people go out. Sometimes it's very abrupt. For you, that's 10 times stronger because it's on your nodes. And it will be your friends and your community. And here's the other piece. It's not done yet. So allow the energy to clean house for you. Allow spirit to clean house for you. As long as you're staying in your truth and you're recognizing where it's toxic and does need to be let go, you're going to come out on the other side of that and feel a lot stronger.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
And the objective here too is for you to trust yourself more.
Oh boy. Okay.
That's really important. Now, by the way, just one more thing. The eclipses that we're going to have in March and in August, those months too, will probably bring in another wave, another cycle of these endings and beginnings. So allow what's going to go, and you'll know because you'll see if it feels easy, if it feels hard, you'll know. So just paying a little bit more attention to your intuition is very important. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Amazing. Thank you.
You are welcome. Let me see if I can.
All right, Lucy's next.
Okay, hold on. Thank you. I was trying to figure out how to do that.
I got you.
Hello.
Hi.
How are
Thanks,
you?
Stormy. Hi, Lisa.
How's it going?
It's going well. So I don't have a very specific question, but I'm wondering if you can maybe intuitively pick up on what I'm trying to ask here. My life is fine, I think, but I just been for like the past couple of years, honestly, feeling like the sense of just not enough, like there's something not enough, or restlessness and anxiousness as well. And it's gotten a bit better this year, but I don't know where it's coming from. And it feels like it's related to work, but and sometimes it makes me anxious, but I don't hate my job. So I'm just wondering, like, what is going on? Is there, like, I keep trying to fix stuff, but I don't think I'm focusing on the right thing.
Are you, it feels like you're picking up a lot of the anxieties around and the stress levels around the community that you're part of, like the people that you're with. But also I feel like there will be a shift for you into late 2026, early 2027. And I feel like your soul knows that. And so it's making you anxious because it's like, there's going to be a change. It's a good change, but it's going to be a change. And I don't think you really love change. So that's what I feel like is happening with you. Do you know your data? Because I can pull up your chart real quick.
Yeah, sure. And I'm okay if you show it on the screen as well. December 29, 1989. And
that was my dearest friend's birthday who passed away in 2001. December 29th. What?
1989.
Okay. And what time?
Let's see, 5:43 p.m.
Okay. And where were you born?
Troy, New York, USA.
Where is that? Is that upstate?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's lesser known city. I don't even really know it.
Yeah, because I'm from New York and I've never heard of Troy. Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So.
And I plan to move in 2027. So yeah, there's something happening. Yeah.
That's what I think is happening with you, is because you're. Oh, we got some. Okay, let's talk. Have you looked at your chart? Are you familiar with it?
I have seen it before. I know the gist. I don't know the details. I don't know all the things you're looking at.
Oh, it's up here. Okay, I didn't realize it was up. Okay, so you got a lot of Capricorn. You see that?
Yeah, I definitely know that.
Okay, so the other piece is that this is your moon is at the 29th degree of Capricorn, and it's out of bounds essentially at birth. So, you are naturally anxious because your mind works very quickly, and you're always looking for a solution. I think you even said that, right? You're always looking for a solution, especially for other people, and especially when it comes to your business life, your work life, your home life, all of the obviously important places. But you've got this. You're a Sun, Uranus, Neptune. See this right here?
Yeah.
This is your health house, right? Your sixth house is your health. It's your physical, your daily life, your routines, your habits, your health. You're also a Cancer rising, so you have a sensitive stomach. And so when things happen, it goes like, boom, goes right to your stomach, or you may get headaches a lot. You may find that your vision. Sometimes even you might get migraines. You know, it's just like very. What's happening is Sun Uranus. You always feel unsettled. You have this unsettled feeling, and you might even have been born in an unsettled way. Like you might have come out very quickly. You know, you might have been like very. Do you know anything about that?
My birth?
Yeah.
Man, I don't really know much about it. I mean, I know I got jaundice and I had to be in the NICU for a bit, but that's pretty much it. As a child, I grew up in China with my grandparents instead of my mom, and so a lot of my childhood, we don't really know what happened because my grandparents passed away, and they also don't remember anyway, like my aunts and uncles. So I don't remember much about my childhood either.
I would suggest to you, Lucy, and I don't say this to everybody, but I think that you are the perfect candidate for some kind of deep form of like past life therapy or a past life reading or EMDR therapy, because it's almost like you have a little bit of it's not a blockage, but there's something there that's stuck from the last lifetime, and then also that carried with you through this lifetime, that's keeping you in that fight or flight, like that electrifying feeling in the body.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing. It's just something that you have strong energy, you know, and it's mental and physical. So I would think that could be a really good place for you to explore.
Okay.
And you also there's Venus retrograde at birth too, close to your moon. So that kind of to what you just said about the family dynamic, I feel like you didn't have an easy go when it came to the authority figures.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think you're right about that. I mean, yeah. And the other thing about, there was something else you said that really resonated, but, my career, you said something about the sixth house and there's unsettledness around that. I actually work to help people with their well-being, their health, especially around weight and their physical health. And a lot of times their issues are not physical issues. They're like more psychological stuff. So I help people through a lot of mental stuff as well. And that, I really take pride in doing that. I feel fulfilled doing that, but it can rub off a little bit. And sometimes I wake up with a stomach ache, thinking about certain people I have to talk to today. And
I think you're absorbing a lot of people's energy as well, and that it would serve you well to do a lot of protection prayers and energy clearing, because you're really absorbing the energy of those that you're working with, which is also contributing to the anxiety. It's not even necessarily always yours. But also what's happening is that what you're experiencing through your work, a lot of times, Spirit wants you to take that flashlight and turn it in and say, well, what about me? You know, like because there's some stuff there for you to heal as well. So the more you can do that, the more you dig into your emotional world and do some work around that, the more you'll find that this opens up. You won't feel that. It won't feel that intense anymore.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome. All right.
All right. Do you have room for one?
Yeah, I'll do one more. Yep.
All right. Joanna is coming up.
Hello, Joanna.
Hi. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How are you?
Hi, Lisa. Couple of questions. One about my uncle who's just passed, and the job situation. Will I get the job?
When's your birthday?
February 1474.
I have your chart, right?
Yeah, you do have. Yeah.
I know I do. Why don't I see it? I have to be honest with you. When you said that about the job, I heard no. I don't know why. It's like it's not what you thought it is. Did that happen already? Like
No, I am like in this acting role, and gosh, for about a month, and you had mentioned that I will know in mid-October. And like today, my current manager spoke to the CSO. And I know that they're talking because it's a calibration time and promotions time. By the end of October, they are making decisions. So like everything is there in a sense that I'm already doing the job. You know, it's a big job.
So it's not the way you think. Let me say it that way. So I don't think it's the position that you think it is, but there is a change, but it's not exactly the way you think. It's not exactly what you thought you were going for. That's how I get it.
Got it. Got it.
It feels very like up in the air right now for some reason. Do you travel with work?
Yes.
Okay. Because
I
it
have
feels
travel.
like there's going to
Coming
be
up.
more travel. Okay. There's going to be more travel involved as well. But I don't think you're going to be unhappy with the situation. Doesn't feel like it's a bad thing. It feels like it's going the way it's supposed to go. So just give it like a few more weeks, and I feel like you'll be settled. You'll know. You'll know. So,
That makes sense. Makes
yeah.
sense.
That's how.
Thank
that's
you.
How,
Thank
that's how
you.
I get that. You're welcome. I'm sorry. You said your uncle passed away yesterday.
When was it? Like literally a couple of days. Friday? Was it? What is it today? Friday, I think.
I don't know if I'm really necessarily getting
Nah, okay. Okay.
any, but I will ask you this. Is he like an 8 or August? Is that significant for you? The 8th of the month or August?
Would have to look at his.
And it doesn't have to be for him. It doesn't have to be him. It could just be something else for you. And also, the Cancer female, not the disease, the sign, like the June, July woman that's the Cancer. Who's that in your life?
I have a friend who has breast cancer.
No, not. I'm sorry. Is she an actual Cancer though, like the sign?
No, my dad has July birthday and is a Cancer.
Okay, so
And sign.
okay, and your friend is going through cancer right now.
Correct.
Got it. Okay, is she traveling for treatment?
Don't know. Haven't spoken with her recently.
Okay. Well, you're probably going to speak to her soon, but I feel like there's something about her traveling with treatment. And is Gary or Gary? Who's Gary?
Somebody at work.
Okay. There's a lot of work stuff coming up for you. That I'm picking up on that more than anything else. And it involves travel with him. So is he traveling when you travel?
Don't do business with him on a regular basis.
Okay.
This is interesting.
You will. There's more of a connection there coming through with your work life. So I do feel like you will be communicating with him more.
Cool.
But I definitely feel like for you though, whatever happens, just remember it's creating space in your life that's necessary. Okay.
Got it.
So just trust that.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's see. I can't see the screen. I don't know what I'm doing here. Oh, there we go. Okay.
You're good.
Okay, everybody. I didn't look at the chat at all, but oh yeah, I do have one spot left on October 15th for the House of Five, which is a group session. So if anybody wants to get in on that, you can, the link's here in the chat. You can see what that's all about. And oops. Let's see. Anne Godfrey has a question. You want to can you put it in the chat, Anne? See if I can answer it. For those asking about relationship dynamics, those are not questions that I could answer ethically just like by somebody saying, if I'm a sun, moon, rising this, and he's a sun, or she's a sun, moon, rising that. I can't answer that ethically. I'd have to look at the full analysis of your chart, of the person's chart, and the chart of the relationship to get the full picture of the karma there. Otherwise, it would be it wouldn't necessarily be that accurate because it's so layered. Okay, so, all right, well, I guess we'll end here. I hope that was helpful for you all. You'll get the recording and the bullet points for the month ahead. Oh, hold on, Anne's Anne, you're 73 and have taught for 33 years, and you were a personal chef for 15. You've written your memoir, and now you're trying to figure out what your next step will be. Ooh, congratulations. Okay, I will look at your chart because I feel like I want to look at your chart for that, for timing. But I definitely feel that getting your work to the right people through your networks is your next step. So let me, what's your birthday, Anne? I'm pretty sure I have your chart, but I just want to. $18.52. Yeah, okay, that's it. I do have it. Okay, great. Let's see. You have a Scorpio Mars, so this is going to be an energizing month for you. This is a good month for you, actually, Anne, to connect, like I said, with your networks, your friends, contacts, the people that can help, legal, anybody in the legal field, publishing. These are the people that you want to be talking to right now. You are redefining, really redefining. I kind of feel like this could have been out already, Anne. I don't know why. It just feels to me like it could have been out already. So it's really just something that maybe you're holding on to for some reason that it's not released yet. I hope that makes sense. I feel like it's just like you have to take the step forward and communicate and connect with the people that are in the position to help you, that they will want to help you. So you actually have to take the next step. I would do it this month because this is a good month for you. A lot of good energy for you this month. Does this have something? It's interesting too because you are a Cancer rising, and your Jupiter's moving through Cancer right now, and you know Cancer is one of the signs. Just a fun fact that's closely connected to feeding people and cooking and nurturing. And you said you were a chef, and your job was also very nurturing. So I'm wondering if this memoir is about motherhood. You know, the nurturing energy. I'd be curious to know what the memoir, involves there. But this is a good time for you. So just, yes, get crack-a-lackin'. I'll just wait for your comment. Very interesting. Yeah, get it out there, Anne. It's time for the birth, for the full birth. Good luck. All right, you're welcome, Jan. You're welcome, everybody. I'm going to hop off now. I look forward to reading it, Anne, when it comes out. Keep us posted. All right, everyone, take good care. I'll have other stuff